came around and they tore everything up. I realized I'm caught up in the mix, cause the same thing I used to slang, now I need a fix. Dear Lord, I'm on my very last leg. I need your help before I kill myself, man. Somehow I wish I was out of this thing, and it don't look good, but I hope things change.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Log Talk Radio.
Talk is on, where you receive good information for your mortgage needs, such as mortgage programs and foreclosure programs to help get you out of foreclosure. Stay tuned and hear what's coming your way.
And good evening and welcome to Mortgage Talk. Hi everybody, I'm Rick Montgomery. Glad to be here with you. Happy New Year to you as we ending the last show of 2020, being here with you. It's wonderful to be here with you because we're streaming nationally throughout the internet. We are streaming worldwide. We stream to over 200 countries that let us come into their neck of the woods to bring them Mortgage Talk 1. Glad to be here with you, man. Glad to do so with you. And glad to be streaming from WHPNN Radio Network. Joining me, of course, in the studio of our last show of 2020 is Muhammad, our engineer, and we thank you for being here, Muhammad, just as well. We're streaming from WHPN Radio Network through Blog Talk Radio. Happy and proud to be part of the family, and thanking you and yours for joining us here at Blog Talk Radio. Glad to be back intact with the Blog Talk team, and also we're streaming through Speaker.com. So we are simulcasting through Speaker.com. Glad to be here with you from Speaker.com. You know why? Because they do a fantastic good job. Yes, they do down there at Speaker.com. So glad to be here with you at Speaker.com. And also iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're on live right now with them. Google Podcasts. We're live on Google now, so you can tune into Google and you can get us right now. We are streaming through all of the major directories from Apple Podcasts. We're there from Pod Purchaser. We're there from Deezer. We're there. Man, we're there. Aren't we there? Podcast Addict. We're there. We're live right now. Last show of 2020. We are live with you right now. Today's show is talking about emergency funding for my foreclosure people or those that are in foreclosure. You do realize that over 1 million people, man, have lost homes, jobs, because of the coronavirus. A lot of people have lost. Got some interesting news for you that we put out there before I go into our topic. What we put out there on our news feed, getting it from Black Man News. What was put out there on Blog Talk Radio. And for my Speaker.com listeners that don't quite know what I'm talking about, let me give you some of the news here, because our day topic show is Emergency Homeowners Loan Program, the EHLP program. But I got to give you some news here because it feeds into this. Because the House and the Senate, they passed the $900 billion emergency funds. But the Republicans call it the stimulus deal. The stock market went high, booming housing, and millions of unemployed people fell into unemployment while the stock market climbed. Isn't that something? As stocks and housing bounced back, and it bounced back in a big way, the net worth of, in May of 2020, was one of the highest earnings for those people who had jobs and invested in the stock market. While remaining intact is blooming after the initial setback in spring. They had a setback in spring and they bounced back, and the market has been doing great. And the people that are working are doing great. And those that have money invested in the stock market is doing great. But, and that's a but, for the low income and middle income Americans, COVID-19 crisis has erased their livelihood, jeopardized their housing, and made it harder to achieve financial stability. Now, everyone knows that when the stock market falls or suffer, when the economy shuts down, everybody suffers, right? But the recovery looks so different for low income and middle class Americans. Why is that? You see, the unemployment insurance expired December the 26th, and President Trump did not sign the extension bill till December the 27th. Now, he also put forth and made a request for, because he wasn't not pleased with the $600 package that they were giving to Americans. He wanted them to have $2,000. And Mitch McConnell and the Republicans decided that they said no, and then put another twist into the turn of things to really make it a controversial among the Democrats. And I'm not going to even go into what they put in, because it was so irrelevant until it could sit by itself and then it had to be added to this bill. So it deserved to have its own recognition on another day, but not today. Simply because it was thrown in the bill just for controversial between the Democrats. Because Mitch McConnell said that the $2,000 would go toward the millionaires and billionaires of the Democrat friends. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me. So the president is outlashing back and saying, give the people what they need. And that's the $2,000 stimulus package that they need. Meanwhile, the $900 billion package was passed already, and millions of unemployed people benefit in it. They got their last check. There is no more. Hopefully that these temporary funds can get there. Meanwhile, hopefully that the president, along with the Democrats today, can really do something to make the Republicans, not all Republicans now, not all Republicans, let me say, not all Republicans agree with this. Over 44 agree with the $2,000. Once and know that the need for the American people for the stimulus package is needed. And we certainly hope that this weekend, tomorrow, the next day, for the unemployment people, that unemployment ran out, that it can be extended to give them that helping hand. Now, I want to talk about the unemployment people, just not really, but just to bring it forefront into what we're doing today. Because of unemployment and jobs closing and folding, and not many out there, there's still some, and people are still going through a transactional period, moving from job to job. But for some low income people, for some low middle class people, it's not. And for some of them that do have it, there's a pay cut again. And for those that can't find it, there's a wondering and worry of food being put on the table. When we saw Christmas times, or a week before Christmas, we saw over 500 cars in a lot of states pulling up for food. Cars. We saw lines, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people in line waiting for food, wearing masks, but waiting for food. We saw in Chicago, and I'm sure it was done in other states too, but in Chicago, we saw a minister who had rented a truck to pass out food for Christmas, clothing, and Christmas gifts for children. We're hurting. The greatest nation in the world, the richest nation in the world, is hurting. And we have senators who have given trillions of dollars to multi-million, billion dollar corporations and million-dollar corporations without hesitation and worry of the deficit. But when it comes down to everyday people like me and you, they want to talk about deficit. They want to throw monkey wrenches in the program. They want to slow down the process and pretend like they're doing something justifiable in the name of the American people, which is nothing but a crock of BS. This is the leadership of the Republican Senate. It's shameful. Utterly, utterly shameful. And I put them on, and the leadership of the Republican Mitch McConnell put him on Jump Street Blast. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. The American people needs it. Even what's his name? Tip O'Neill from Atlanta, Georgia, even he made a comment. What are you doing? You got a big runoff race here in Atlanta on January the 6th. They support over 80% of the American people support the $2,000 stimulus package, including the two senators there that are losing from the mail-in votes. And losing those two seats will switch it over from having the Republican leadership in the Senate to the Democrat leadership for the Senate. And maybe we just might be able to get something done right. Because it's sure not getting it done right here when the American people is hurting. And monkey wrenches of programs that can stand alone by itself and get a vote on has been thrown in the package, knowing that it's a controversial between Republicans and Democrats on that. Call this to the floor, Mitch McConnell, today. Get a vote on it so the American people can get their $2,000 stimulus check that's needed. We pay our taxes. We didn't cause coronavirus. It's time to help the American people. It's time for the American people and all other podcasters out there to come together and put the Senate, Mitch McConnell, Republican, in on Jump Street Blast. Blast them on your show. Because of the slow recovery of our economy, then I'm very confident that our economy will bounce back. We fall down, but we get back up again. And I'm confident that we are going to bounce back. I have no doubt in my mind. None. But meanwhile, there are people that are hurting that needs help. And our program that we're talking about today is a program that's called the Emergency Homeowners Loan Program, the EHLP program. You see, this program, under the umbrella of this program, because this program provides loans to homeowners facing foreclosure. So if you're suffering a loss of more than or a loss of income of at least 15% or more, resulting directly from unemployment or caused by the adversity of the of the economy condition or medical emergency condition that is coronavirus on both ends, you may qualify for assistance through the Emergency Homeowners Loan Program. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit more information here, but I got to give you something what's under the umbrella of the Emergency Homeowners Loan Program. Because it's not just one program, it's a replica of many, many programs under this umbrella that's under the U.S. Treasury Department. You see, the Mortgage Payment Relief Program. This program is offered by your lender or servicer. Now on Mortgage Talk, we give mortgage terminology to help educate you so you're able to speak the language. Because if you can speak the language, then you understand what's going on. If you understand the lingo, you know what's happening. So a lender is a company or a individual that loans you money for the sole purpose of purchasing real estate. Okay? And they hold the right to sell off the loan, by the way, to another investor that will become your new lender. A servicer is hired by the investor, your lender, to service the loan, to collect the money, to do the foreclosure if necessary, to follow the guidelines and offer programs when necessary. That's their job. And to follow the law of the land, whether it's federal or state, that's their job. So the servicer or lender can offer you a forbearance under the Federal Care Act. They can offer this federal forbearance, which is a little different from just a tick different from what they offer, okay? But very similar in a lot of ways. But the federal government implement theirs for people that needs it immediately without going through a long, drawn-out paperwork process, making it quicker with less paperwork involved than traditionally through your servicers for the forbearance agreement that is offered, okay? This is what they have for you. This is what they can do. So what's happening here is that under the Federal Care Act, which provides temporary payment relief of up to 360 days after, or you can apply for a more permanent solution called a loss mitigation option program. Okay? Now, we talked about this, and you can go to blogtalkradio.com/Mortgage Talk 1. You can click on and scroll down, and you will see forbearance agreement, and you will see the federal under the CARE Act forbearance. Individual show specially on that. You can go to speaker.com and you can pick up the same show at speaker.com. Just download the icon of speaker.com and type in Mortgage Talk 1 and pick up that and scroll down and get that program. Okay? We got a lot to talk about, so don't have time to really go into the program individually. So if you're struggling to make your mortgage payment, And if you're facing a possible foreclosure, you just might want to work this out with your servicer. A forbearance agreement, which will allow either a minimalized payment or the payment is suspended under the servicer, or you can go under the Federal Care Act on its forbearance agreement, which will automatically suspend payments for a year. Once you come from under that program, and if you still are in need, then that program can be converted over to a modification. Now, under the modification, you're making payments. So the balance that you owe will be transferred over to the modification, okay? Just to let you know. Now, modifying the loan under the modification, that's what modification is. They're modifying the promissory note. Modifying the promissory note normally comes into lower interest rate and forgiveness of some of the interests owed and forgiveness depending upon how long you have the loan, time can be forgiven, which shortens the time you have to pay out the current existing loan because it's been modified. Okay? Got to move on. Under your servicer, because not everybody will need the forbearance agreement, and not everybody will need the loss mitigation. Don't do it if you don't need it. But there are some people that won't even qualify for the loss mitigation because of lack of time or lack of months being behind. And the forbearance is just not what they're looking for at this particular time. So there's other programs that can help them. And these programs under your servicer is called a repayment plan. They call it a repayment plan. That's a repayment plan program. Keeping you current and helping you to catch up on the loan. You arrange to make up your missing payments over time and stay current on your ongoing payment. This approach is usually the most feasible and easier to work out with your servicer. For it to work, your income will have to be able to cover both current and make up the payments you miss. For example, let me give you an example here, okay? Sharon, the homeowner, is 4 months down on her mortgage. And if you've been following Mortgage Talk, and I certainly hope that you have, if you've been following Mortgage Talk, you understand that being 4 months down, depending upon if you're not in Alabama. If you're in Alabama, you're in foreclosure, okay? That's the only state in the union. But if you're 4 months down, you're not in foreclosure. Because in the 5th month, you go to the foreclosure department. Because right now, you are in the customer service department. You're in the extension of the customer service department, which is the repayment department. They got all kinds of names for it. But you're not in foreclosure because that department will send you through the foreclosure department. With some banks, they merge those departments together now. And they have done so a few years back. But some still have individual separation of these departments. So they send you to the foreclosure department because at that department is where they writing up everything, getting things together to be sent out to the lawyer. At the end of the 5th month, it'll go out to the lawyer. So now the lawyer can add on his fees, make it public record, and which is in Illinois, putting you on the law bulletin or the law newspaper, okay, and sending you a summons explaining that you have defaulted on your promissory note. And accompanied with that summons must be in order to foreclose on you, as I've been said many times, many ago. And I'm not going to go into great details, but just to give you this, because it's too important for me not to, must accompany the promissory note, must accompany the mortgage deed that you sign. Cannot give you one without the other, or they can't foreclose. And if you get it, challenge them. Where is the mortgage deed? Or you send me a copy of the mortgage deed. Where is the promissory note? You need both to implement foreclosure procedures. Now, going back. In this program, Sharon is 4 months down on her payment of $1,500, keeping it even. That's what she pays a month. So she totally owes $6,000 right now. Now she's going to pay an extra $1,000 a month over the next 6 months to catch up while she makes her current payment for each month. She just stopped the process of this being written up to be sent to the attorneys to implement foreclosure procedure. This repayment plan technically can be for 6 months, 3 months, pin upon the balance, or 9 months. It is unusual. Usually the servicer don't offer a longer plan because most borrowers finds it difficult to make longer than normal payments for extending periods. And the other reason is that the longer the plan is, then the servicer has to go back to the investor and get permission from the investor to extend any longer time. So these programs are normally a 3 months, 6 months, and a 9 months type program. Anything longer than that, they're going to need permission from the investor to do so. Remember this. Many states give you the right to reinstate your loan. Let me say this again because somebody missed it. Many states give you, the homeowner, the right to reinstate your loan. Paying it off in one lump sum is an option, or bringing the loan current by paying up the arrears is another option in which to stop foreclosure. But many states give you, homeowner, the right to reinstate your loan. redemption. That's paying off the loan. These are your rights. This is what you have to do because the states give you these rights. In all states, redemption is acceptable. And you have the right to exercise it. And no lender, no servicer can turn you down. Period. In all states, you can redeem the home by paying off the entire loan before the sale date if you happen to go into foreclosure. If you happen to be into foreclosure. If you happen to get the sale date sent to you. There's a process, and you went through the process, and they send you the sale date. You still have your right to redeem that property still. Some states give you, now listen to this. Listen to this. Some states give you time after the sale of your home. Some states will give you time after the sale of the home. It's their law to redeem your property back. Did you hear what I said? Did you miss it? I know you didn't. Got to wind it back and get it again. You can pay off this mortgage loan by reimbursing whoever bought the property at the time of the foreclosed sale. Did you not know that? And let me give you a word of thought out there, because they don't want you to know this, homeowner. They don't want you to know this at all. Now you got to know the laws that's in your state, and it's very easy to obtain these laws that's in your state. Start by the county in which you're paying the property tax, because the information is with the county, okay, as well as the state. But you got a quicker chance to go to your county office and get this information. Got me? You can find out, is it your state? They give you the option to redeem your home even after the sale date that your foreclosed property was purchased by an investor. Let me tell you something, and let me share this with you real quickly. 90% of the time of a sale date, of a foreclosure sale date, the property was bought back by the investor. 90% of foreclosed properties were bought back by the investor. What does that mean? That means that they'll tickle pink. They're happy. And I would say the old-fashioned way, but then I'm going to insult somebody, so I won't even go with that kind of comment. But as my grandmother and them used to say, they're happy as a in a factory. But I won't go that way because I don't want to insult some of my people out there. But they're happy as a kid in a candy factory. Let me say it like that. So when you come to redeem your property back under the law of your state, they're not going to fight you. Now, you may have to go around that servicer, so you got to know who your investor is, okay? Remember, the servicer's job is he's the shield over the lender, but this is your property, so don't think you can negotiate with the servicers to get it to the lender. It's not their job to do that. They don't work for you, and if I don't work for you, why am I going to work for you? Let me say this again. If I don't work for you, why will I work for you? So it's your job to get around that defense mechanism called servicer and get to the investor. If it's an FHA loan, then FHA is your investor. If it's K&K Bank, then K&K Bank is your investor. Because they gave you the money, established a loan, and then 3 or 4 months later you were sold off, you thought, to another company, and that company will tell you in an open letter that they're your servicer. But you're thinking it's your new mortgage company. Which means that K&K Bank is still your investor. Okay? And that's who you need to talk to. especially, and talk to their foreclosed department. That loan number is given by that servicer. It's still listed with the investor, but they don't recognize it as to look up your property. They don't, so look up your property, they're going to need your name, address, phone number, and social security. Okay? Now you know that. Got to move on. So your state, you can buy it back. Isn't that something? And they'll sell it back to you. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Now, a forbearance agreement. Not going to elaborate because I already did a show on this. But a forbearance agreement that's offered by your servicer or your lender, that program consists of reducing or suspending your mortgage payment for a specified amount of time, normally 12 months maximum, 6 months, and if you need more time, an additional 6 months. In exchange, that you, the homeowner, promise to start making your full payment at the end of the forbearance period and repay the skip amount in a lump sum in a repayment plan, or it can be converted over to a modification. You got me? Now I'm going to jump back. I got to jump back under the redemption because I had one point that I wanted to make and it slipped my mind. I'm only human. I'm supposed to make mistakes, but I'm also supposed to correct them too. If your property is sold off and you're not able to redeem your property, you follow the foreclosed sale. Because in most cases, the amount of the foreclosure is higher than what's needed to settle the loan. And anything over that amount is listed and refundable to you, homeowner. And these amounts can range in areas of $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, and even as high and more as $15,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you get somebody coming after you don't lost your home in foreclosure and they want you to sign over your rights, that's the reason why. Because they know there's money up there and you don't know about it and they're not there to educate you. If you get someone that the sale is going to be 2 days from now and they're telling you that they can stop it because they got the money to redeem it, but you need to sign off so they can. Some cases, that is what their intention is, depending upon if that's an investment property in good condition in a good area. Yeah, that is probably their main objective. But in a lot of the cases, it's not. It's because you have money up. And the investor who bought the property through foreclosure and got the foreclosed deed or the tax deed on the property, there is some residuals. Not really, and that's not, but I'm gonna say it that way. There is some money, baby, left over. And that goes to the homeowner, and they'll file for it because you gave them the right. You signed over your rights to them, and they'll file for it, and they will collect that money. It's a big business. It's a big business. So homeowners out there giving you some insight on this. So if you happen to give up your property because of foreclosure and you could not redeem it, and they foreclose on the property with all the interest and all the stuff that they add on there, they only are entitled to pay off what the loan amount is. Okay. And a little extra fee that they can charge under the law, they can, but a lot of time it is excessive. And a lot of time those things are remaining, or there's equity in the property and that property equity remains. It will be given to the investor, of course, however, but there's funds remaining from that sale. And those funds you are entitled to and you can claim. So keep your eye on the prize, even though you lost, but you can parachute out with something. You lost everything, but you parachute out with $3,000. You lost everything, your home, but you parachute out with $10,000. You lost everything, including your beautiful home, but you parachute out with $15,000 instead of parachuting out with zero. Just to let you know, this exists. Okay, homeowner? Now, if you don't know how to do this, then go to your local mortgage broker, sit down and powwow with them. They're going to charge you a percentage. And you can take that percentage and they'll handle it for you. You'll sign, but you'll sign a contract with them. Pay them. Pay them if you agree. Pay them. If there are third-party individuals, but it's like shooting craps. You take your chances with them, okay? And, of course, there are real estate attorneys that can assist you, but you know what they're going to do. Charge you a fee plus 33 1/3%. Just to let you know. Now, you know those 33 1/3 are negotiable, but they'll never tell you that. But nevertheless, that's what they're going to do. So if you have a local mortgage broker that works in that particular field, hire him. You'll come out cheaper. And I'm not telling you to do it for cheapness. I'm telling you to do it because of their qualification status of being able to do it. But not all mortgage brokers do this. Just like not all attorneys do this. Okay? Got to move on. Can't stay on this too long. The modification program, it just basically modifies the loan. Okay? It will lower your interest rate, which automatically lower your payment. In many cases, forgive the arrears, all of it or a large percentage of it. In many cases, depending upon how long you had the loan, 10, 12, 15, 17, 19 years, you'll pretty much really pay for the property overall. Because you know that's one of the biggest ticket items that you will ever purchase in your life. You'll find them to forgive a large sum of what you owe, which indeed will lower your payments tremendously. But understand that, and you need to talk to your accounting about that, because he'll know how to work it for you and help you. That any amount that was forgiven to you will be added onto you as income earned. So you need to talk to your accounting to get a clear understanding of that and how you should handle that. I'm not in accounting. I don't walk on those waters. I'm just sharing some information with you. The other programs are basically refinancing. You can refinance out of foreclosure through some lenders. Okay. The LTV, loan to value, another mortgage term, will be issued. And it will not be as a traditional LTV, which you will probably be able to qualify based upon your credit, maybe 85, 90% or even higher. You will not get that under a foreclosure refinance, okay? Usually those LTVs are far lower. Investors are usually banks, not all banks, but that's where you need a mortgage broker. are private companies, private mortgage companies, and private investors. Usually loan money on the commercial side of the business. They loan money under the commercial loans. But they will be able to help you and assist you. The interest will be higher, yes. The loan term will be shorter, yes. But you can negotiate with them for up to 3 years that they can do it. They'll do it in the first 12 months, giving you an extension for the second and possible extension for the third. Or you can do it for 2 straight years, which is 24 months, giving you a 1-year extension if needed, and the extension will increase the interest. But that's just enough for you to get out of foreclosure and establish a on-time payment history, which will allow you to refinance from them and put you back in place. Okay? The other program that's there for you, and these programs are this was offered by, before I get into that program, let me give you the deed of lure program. What is a deed of lure? That's when you, the homeowner, tells the investor or the servicer that you don't want the home anymore. You can't afford to get it. COVID-19, loss of job. Now, they'll give you time to get out the home. And depending upon the area, listen to what I'm telling you now, because I've done this as a mortgage broker. Depending upon the area, they would even rent you the house, even after you sign over the deed of lure. You just pay rent to them. Because you take care of this house all of this long time, it's going to be difficult for you to pack up everything. You really probably need a whole year before you get things together, and you can rent from them. If you're under a FHA loan, FHA has a program, a rental program, that if you lose your home, they'd investor. They'd have to take your home, but you can also turn around and rent from them. But here's the key factor. A realtor, which most realtors, not all, are a management company. They will come in, assess the property, make any repairs that's needed, and they must have open access to enter the home, to show the home for sale for potential buyers, and you must give them that asset. Now, they'll work with you in a reasonable time frame. They didn't just walk in on you anytime. They're going to call first to make sure everything is okay. You can be there or you can leave, and they'll show the home. And a key box will be put on your door so they can enter into the home. But it's all done in an upper, most professional and respecting manner. While you make the necessary preparation and putting your personal things up, you got a whole year of a lease, and you're there. Now, if a person offers to buy the house within an 8 months time that you've been there on the lease, then you must sell. FHA is not obligated to offer you that lease for the full term. Is always under the contingency of the sale of the house. And at the end of the 12 months, if no sale has been done and you still need to rent, FHA will continue the ongoing lease. It's so specified within the lease. Okay? They get the protection because you're going to take care of the house, and they don't worry about nobody breaking into the house, stealing the pipes, copper pipes, stealing the furnace, stripping it down from the toilet to the bathtub. You see what I'm saying? Countertops. Yeah, you got people that comes in there and that's what they do. Stopping squatters from coming in. So you don't necessarily have to be in a bad neighborhood to get them. If you are in one, oh God, they're going to love you for it and approve you quicker than anything. If you're in a good neighborhood, they still going to love you. And the approval time may be tick a little slow, but you're going to get it. Okay? Because of the possibility of losses. That's under FHA that you can rent even after you lose the home. Okay? Under the deed of lure, they would even give you money to move out. If you need $3,000, $2,000, whatever it costs to move, they would even provide that for you. If you decide not to rent, they would even provide that for, or if you're not on an FHA loan, they will provide that for you. Even if you're not on an FHA loan, ask the investor anyway. Ask them, can you do that? Ask them, will they offer you that? And you might even want to say, well, if this was an FHA loan, HUD would have done it. Because they follow HUD. And if they say no, take their $2,000 to $3,000 and move. Remember what I told you about the extra money that you have up there. So not only will you get that money from them from a deed of lure, but you can get that money from them from a deed of lure. So even a deed of lure can put money into your pocket. Because remember, on the deed of lure, you gave the property back. It didn't go to foreclosed sale. You gave it back. Okay? Other programs is offered by Congress, known as the Congress Mortgage Relief Program. Okay? These programs is offered by your servicers as well as your lender. Then there's the Mortgage Assisting Grant Program. Now, you got to do your diligent work and look up these programs, especially the grant program, to see how it works, how it goes, and follow and give all information, never partial information, all information on any program. You want to give all information, never partial information, okay? You can even do a short sale. Now, I'm going to tell you something what I did here as a mortgage broker. You can do a short sale. You can sell a house to an investor. You can sell a house to a person that wants to buy the house. And a short sale, meaning that your investor will cut his loss of what he's foreclosing on you and cut the amount so the house can sell faster and quicker and close faster and close quicker to an investor. But it cannot be sold back to you under the short sale agreement. But what happens if the investor is your brother? What happens if the investor is your uncle, Uncle James? Everybody know Uncle James got money. And Uncle James is willing to buy the house. Uncle James always have like that house. So Uncle James buys the house. Then Uncle James can turn around and rent you the house, and you can still stay in the house. And when Uncle James does that, you can turn around and purchase the house from Uncle James because Uncle James can put you on what is called a land contract. It's a rental contract with option to buy the property. And in a 12-month period of time, you have corrected your credit a little bit better. Got the scores up. Now you can turn around and exercise the option to buy your property back from Uncle James. Because you did a short sale. Uncle James agreed to buy. Uncle James bought the property. Uncle James then rented the property out to you under a land contract. You stayed up under the land contract for 12 or 24 months. And at the end of that time, after you have repaired and brought up those scores, you can then turn around and purchase the property back from Uncle James. And start off fresh again with a lower loan, well within your budget, and you never left your house. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Now, not all people have those kind of relatives, and if they do, not all those relatives is willing to put their money up for you. Okay. Can I get a hardball money lender to do that? It's a possibility, but a hardball money lender will only do it for 12 months and rent you the house. Most hardball money lenders extends loans for 12 months. They want to turn around that process in 3 months or less. I'll never say never. I'm just going to say it's going to be difficult, but not impossible, especially during the pandemic. During the pandemic, a lot of things that was once impossible is now possible, okay? A lot of things that will once be 3 months can be extended to 12 months. So see what I'm saying, foreclosure people? You have so many options on the table that you can exercise that's going to work well for you. That's what these options are all about. They're working well for you. That's what these programs are all about. Not all the programs are going to work for each individual. But there's a program out there that's going to work well for you. You're going to be able to bounce back off of these programs. Don't you hold your head down. Don't you think it is the end of the world. It is not. Because there's so many programs out there that's under the U.S. Treasury Department that rests under the Emergency Homeowners Loan Program, the e-help program. Go to your U.S. Treasury website. Find out which one of these 27 states that you're in that can offer you the hardest hit fund program specified for foreclosed people. And you got to move quickly, because that's the program that they fund like in January, and a lot of states run out of money like in 6 months or 8 months. And now we turn over to 2021. This is your opportunity. So go to U.S. Treasury website. Type in the hardest hit funds. Find out which state is 27 states from Arizona, Alabama, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Iowa. These programs, they're under these programs. Find out, is your state under those programs? And if your state is under that program, then there is their website listed by their name. Go to that website and apply for the hardest hit program and get funded through your state. Those are 12-month payment programs for you that can help you and assist you to keep your home. You see what I'm saying? There are so many programs out there. It's all about knowledge and of what you know. And then tell your friends about Mortgage Talk. Get them to come join Mortgage Talk. Go back and re-listen to the show over and over again until you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Mortgage Talk has over 580 blogs out there. On Blog Talk Radio, you'll see our symbol, which is the lighthouse. That's Mortgage Talk. That's us. That's me. Hosted by me, Rick Montgomery. Our new show, 2020, when we came back, will have my face on it. So you see me, my face. Our Facebook has the face of the old face, which is the lighthouse. And you go to Mortgage Talk on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Mortgage Talk 1, and you'll get the lighthouse, and that's our Facebook page. Join us on our Facebook page. Come on. Join us on there. We have two Facebook pages, by the way. One is we're going to merge them together. We really are. We're going to merge them together. But both of them has the lighthouse. And so it's right there. And I'm going to have to jot it down so I can let you know. And I did have it of how you can get the second Facebook page, which is really going to be the primary Facebook page. We are going to, at the end, well, this is the end of the month. So going into next year, we will close the original Mortgage Talk Facebook page, and it will be the second Facebook page that was opened up through Blog Talk Radio right here is what we're going to be on carrying, okay? So I'll give you that next Tuesday of how to get it. Well, actually it'll be next Wednesday, because on next Tuesday, we won't be here. We won't air until Wednesday. We air Wednesday on the first of the week, and then we air Wednesday on the last week of the month. But Tuesday on the second and on the third week, we air Tuesday. Okay? That's how Mortgage Talk does it. Simulcast through Speaker.com, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and a lot of the other podcasting directories. You can get Mortgage Talk just by typing in Mortgage Talk 1. That's the number one symbol, and you'll get us. Okay, so tell your friends about Mortgage Talk. Get them to join us. We're going to give you good, positive information, because Mortgage Talk believes that an educated consumer is indeed the best customer. And that's what you get here with Mortgage Talk. We're not trying to sell you anything. And yes, we can assist you with everything, but we're not trying to sell you anything. Mortgage Talk is about sharing information and building up educated consumers. So you know what to ask for. You know how to stand firmly in your square. You know what to ask for. You know how to read a promissory note. You know how you understand the industry language, because we're going to give you and define a lot of the wording in there. So when you talk to them, you know what department to talk to. You know what to ask for. You know there's no such thing as a mortgage note. That's a street terminology. You know you pay a promissory note or you pay a note. You know you have a mortgage deed. That's the collateral. That's your property that you put up to purchase, and you sign a promissory note. You know about a house doctor when you go to buy. That's what Mortgage Talk gives you. We'll walk you through everything. Walk you through paperwork. What's the truth in lending? We'll tell you about that too. And we have a whole show on that. That's what Mortgage Talk gives you. Just go to blogtalkradio.com/Mortgage Talk 1, the number one symbol. Scroll down and you'll see all of our blogs there. And you can go through and just pick what you need, including some of our new shows. And you can get them on speaker.com just as well. Well, that's it for us here on New Year's. Happy New Year to you. Happy 2020. Be safe out there. Drive safe out there. Celebrate safely. And you know there's no running around out there, because Corona-19 is out there, and that new stream is out there too. And it's killing people. It's killing people. And the vaccine is somehow got clogged up. That pipeline got clogged a little bit. But it's coming, but they're not even sure whether it's going to handle the new stream or not. So be safe, be careful, wear a mask, keep your distance, wash your hands, carry moisturizer too, but wash your hands repeatedly. Remember, the life you save is your own. Protect yourself, protect your children. Protect your mother. Protect the senior citizens that they can be around too. Because the worst thing that we don't want to do is lose the wisdom of our parents or our grandparents. Because they do have wisdom. And wisdom we would need that's going to help us to see ourselves and our immediate family through this pandemic. So protect yourself. Protect your family. Check on your seniors. Help your neighbor, even if you don't have a grandmother or your parents are gone, but there's a senior that lives next door to you or across the street. Be that light for them. And you'll be surprised what the great I am will do. But don't do it for the great I am to do something for you. Do it for the love in your heart for your fellow man and your fellow woman to help out. Remember, woman, womb from a man that God created. She's part of him. He's part of her. One can't do nothing without the other. So you can't edit her out. And you can't take her place with imitation women. You need the real deal. So protect yourself at all times. God bless you so much. May he forever keep you. And if it's his will, I'll see you back here next Wednesday, which will be 2021. I should say next year. I'll see you back here next year with Mortgage Talk. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. And again, thank you for listening to Mortgage Talk. I'm Rick Montgomery. Happy New Year, and I'll see you next year.